Hello, everyone. I'm Seth Meyers. Tonight, it is my great honor to present the Writers Guild of America East's Evelyn F. Burkey Award, long known to writers as the award with the longest name. And this evening, the Writers Guild of America East's Evelyn F. Burkey Award, aka the WGAE EEFBA, goes to one of the true giants of late-night television, Dick Cavett, in recognition of his contributions in bringing honor and dignity to writers. In 1969, The Dick Cavett Show came to late night and changed the game forever. Cavett made it clear that late night was a place where he was going to go further than you could go on primetime, and that he was going to use his late night platform to elevate writers and artists who were speaking to the moment. Filmed live in New York, The Dick Cavett Show was the only place on late night television where people openly criticized the Vietnam War, where art house films were exposed to millions of sometimes confused and appalled viewers. It was where all the coolest and most influential writers went to speak truth to power and, on occasion, just truth. Cavett's interviews are legendary mainly because Cavett and his writers knew how to dig into subjects and elicit the best responses from guests. He was and is cerebral, insightful, quick-witted, and kind. Cavett began his career when he famously snuck into the RCA building and stalked Jack Paar in a hallway, handing the Tonight Show host an envelope full of jokes he'd written. Take a moment to think about how much nerve that took, then take a second moment to think of how bad building security was in 1961. Paar ended up using some of Cavett's jokes in the monologue that night, and then went on to hire Cavett as a writer. Cavett stayed on as a writer when Johnny Carson took over as host of The Tonight Show. Cavett always had a writer's sensibility and always understood that without writers, there is no art, media, or entertainment. It's what made him special as a writer, as a late-night host, and as a Writers Guild member. Let's take a look back at his outstanding career. Now please welcome the 2022 Evelyn F. Burkey Award honoree, Dick Cavett.
Thanks to Seth Meyers. I'm going to give you a call, Seth. I have been lucky to spend time with some of the most colorful, wonderful people in this country and the world, and they were writers. And Miss Burkey, whose name is on this award, was a real character. She's done millions of good things for writers, helped them immensely. Once a jerky producer tried to fire me from a show, and I called her, and she said, "He wants to fire you? Ask him if he wants the show to go on the air tonight." It did, and I was back the next day. I was always afraid that they would worry if I booked too many authors at the beginning, because in showbiz, the author is synonymous with boring. Well, I had brilliant guests on. I loved it when the author did better than the comedian. Some writers, Gore Vidal, others, their conversation is publishable, but beware if you do a talk show. Some writers, to your amazement, can't talk. I had one who was so bad, I said, "Are you sure you wrote this book? Did your parents help you with this?" One of the best things ever said about writers was by Mr. Truman Capote, who, when asked if he liked the so-called beatnik writers of the day, he said, "Oh, that isn't writing. That's just typing." I love that. ABC worried that I would put authors on first rather than last when everybody else did. But I had so many. Sitting between John Cheever and John Updike I felt I had gone to heaven. So writing is one of the great bastions of civilization. It's a branch of the arts that needs preserving. And I thought I'd try to get through this without having to use the word honor, but this is an honor.